So back to sprint cars, though. It's just not my first thing I prefer to watch unless I'm at Grove.
Yeah. Alrighty.
So what else we got coming up with Willamette? We got the
we've got Clare Cup coming up. We've got the
Modified Speed Week. What's the date on that one?
Modified Speed Week is the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right before the 4th of July. So I believe that's the 29th, 30th, and the 1st. I'm checking right now.
All right. Well, speaking of the wing sprints as well, I mean, aren't the World of Outlaws coming to Willamette this year?
The World of Outlaws.
Are they not?
Yes.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
When
And
is
they
that?
usually come
When
in
is that
September.
coming?
Not till
September.
September.
Huh?
It's usually the first weekend of September.
Okay.
No, it's the Wednesday.
Yeah. It's
Well,
Wednesday.
that's that first
It's that
week
first
of,
week.
because
Okay.
that's how I know when the World of Outlaws are coming. Is I kind of gauge that at the same time as when my dad passed.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's
right.
one weekend I just relate the two together. So we're gonna look up that date as far as the exact date for the World of Outlaws. So Larry Baker says you got to be sick in the head to drive a sprint car. There's guys that'll argue with you.
I'd have to argue that. I think it'd be a hoot.
Now,
Of course,
so I spent.
I'll go back to say I'd drive a toilet if you put a motor on it.
Right.
You know?
I did spend. I had a micro sprint, a mini sprint, and I spent 2 years in that and had a great time driving them. But I cannot imagine driving a 410 sprint car.
Oh.
The power to weight ratio. I mean, those cars are what are they? 1,300 pounds of the driver,
If that.
and they're pushing 900 plus horse.
Yeah.
Some are upwards over 1,000. That they'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's stupid.
It isn't. I mean, watch the in-car camera of these sprint cars and watch how fast things happen. Bang, 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 bang. We saw a bad wreck last week with. Where was that wreck at? Did you see the video where the slide job and he got up over the rear and one of them went up over the fence? And
Yes, I don't remember where that was.
both drivers walked away, but it was an ugly wreck. And that's what, with sprint cars, my first night ever in one, my teammate was passing me for the lead, and we made contact, and he flipped 4 times down the front stretch there at Cottage Grove, and my car stopped instantly, and it jerked the wheel out of my hand so hard. I'm not kidding you guys. I thought both my arms were broke.
Yeah.
Just the car just went from wide open, about a third of the way down the front stretch, it just stopped, and it jerked the wheel out, and I thought both my arms were broke.
Yep. So, Willamette Speedway. Of course, we've got Strawberry Cup this weekend.
Yep.
Fan Appreciation Night, the 17th of June.
Great show.
Always a great show to have.
That was really a big hit last year.
Yeah.
I remember that very
Bring
well.
the fans down.
Yep,
and,
yep.
Yeah, fans love it.
Of course,
What a hoot.
the Speed Week's showing up for the Modifieds the 29th, 30th of June, and the 1st of July. Follow that up with the big show, the Clare Cup, on the 8th of July. But the big race that we all need to focus on here is the 15th of July.
July 15th.
Shriners.
Shriners race.
That is the big one, yes. That is going to be, like last weekend,
All
that
classes.
weekend, that was huge. That was a huge weekend last year, and I think it's going to be, with what we've done over the winter, it's going to be bigger and better this year. That's going to be a fun show.
That will be.
Absolutely.
Be a great deal. So,
Then, of course, the first annual Modified Nationals combined with the Great American Hornet Challenge on the 19th of August.
This is something that I would love. I would love if Jerry Schramm is listening to pick up the phone, dial 503-862-3478, because I have a question that I want him to confirm concerning that particular race and the format.
Which one? The Big Sky Landscaping Night?
The Modified Nationals deal.
Yeah, that's Big Sky Landscaping Night.
Because I had a conversation, and I'm not going to say it on the air, but I had a conversation with Jerry, and he said something about this particular race. I just looked at him, and I said, what?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
were there.
about. Yep.
You were
I know
there,
what you're talking
and
about.
I said, what? And he's
I don't think it's that race.
That's...
I think it might be previous to
think
that.
I think it's this race right here.
Either way, I want to confirm that if that's the way...
Oh, yeah.
It's this race.
I thought it was something
I'll
he's
bet
going to be
money.
doing actually all season, so I'm...
If he does that all
forgotten
season,
all about it.
If he's
I'd
doing
forgotten
that
about
all season, he's got an IQ smaller than his shoe
Well,
size.
I don't think any trial runner would do that. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll just put it out there. I don't know. I want to know if it's true because I don't know if Jerry...
Or if it's still...
the plan,
Yeah.
whether it's the plan or if it was just something Jerry was messing with us.
Going Boone style.
But yeah, he wants to go 3 wide
Yeah.
on the start. But here's that I don't have a problem with. Here's what, and when he told me this, I was it just I couldn't believe what I heard. He wants to do 3 wide restarts.
Yeah.
On that modified race, and I'm
we both looked at each other like, huh?
I honestly I don't know. I don't know if he was being serious. I don't know if he was trying
He may have been yanking our chain too.
He could have been. I just couldn't tell with him. You know? So if anybody knows,
he seemed pretty serious about it. To be
that's
honest,
the thing.
But he could have been just yanking our legs
3 wide
too.
start. Okay, that's cool. 3 wide start. 3 wide restarts. I don't know. Give me your opinion. What do you think?
That is one of those that would put Speed Week on the map. I honestly, they do it at Boone for IMCA Super Nationals. I think it's a great thing.
They don't do restarts 3 wide.
Will you let me finish? You are worse than my ex-wife.
You had a wife?
You did?
No, I'm just kidding.
She didn't like cats.
We are sick in the head. But no, what I'm saying is,
speak for yourself.
Yeah, that's true. You do 3 wide start and you do 3 wide restarts. They do it at Boone. I can understand doing it with 30 cars on the track at Boone. I get it. I think it's a great idea. But when you start talking 20, 21 cars at Willamette Speedway doing 3 wide, 7 rows deep, you could you better not overdrive going into 1 and push.
Well, right.
That's all I got to
Just
say about
be aware
it.
of your surroundings.
Well, absolutely, and you're not going to see a high-speed restart by any means. If you're a modified driver and you're doing this this whole deal at Willamette.
But I'll tell you what, people have already volunteered to be the middle guy in the front row.
Well, so here's what Jerry said. Jerry says, help me on the wording. He said, now, when you're the leader and a caution comes out on the restart,
you go to the point.
Yes, but you get to select where you start, whether it was first.
Oh, yeah, how did he?
Or second. There was one spot in the front row you couldn't pick, and I couldn't remember what he said. If it was on the inside or if it was, I don't think he could pick the middle. I think he had to start either on the inside or the outside.
Yeah, I don't recall how that went. I do remember that part.
It was
of the
one of the little
conversation.
tweaks he put in there, and I want to know. Well, I want to know what modified drivers think about this. I mean, if you're a modified driver and you look at that and you see the format with 3 wide starts and restarts,
so that means you got 6 wheels, open wheels next to each other.
And you know the best
on every start.
Here's an old saying that I'm going to take from one of my buddies that's a driver. 8 wheels make more traction than 4, so 12 is going to make even more.
I don't know. I mean,
that came from one of your friends?
Yes.
It came from his only friend.
I have more than one.
You liar.
I have 3 imaginary.
Yeah, he's got a friend, and it's a cat.
His name's Tom.
We're getting fired. Sandy's in a fire. All of us.
Cracking me up.
No, I'd just like to hear. Again, I don't know if Jerry was messing with me. I don't know.
So on this much of it, let's hear some opinions.
I'd love to hear some opinions on that on the Suarez Trucking chat line. Give us a call on the Crocker's Cars call-in line 503-862-3478. I want to hear what you have to think or what you have to say. I want to know your opinion. If you're a modified driver.
And the lines are so busy right now, we might have to put you on hold. So be
Not
patient.
true. They are ready to rock. We've got 22 minutes left, and I want to hear what people have to say. Anybody?
I know somebody's out there, and I'm going to text this guy and tell him to get his hiney on the phone.
He's at choir practice. Baker says, that's a game changer. And it could be.
How does he mean?
Well, I mean, 3 wide start
I know.
by itself, but 3 wide on the restart? I don't know. I don't know how it would work. I mean, I think
any driver. You don't have to be a modified driver. Give us a call.
I would just be interested in
You don't
to
have
hear.
to be a driver.
I just want to hear your opinions because I'd love to get Jerry to call in and talk with us about that.
Yeah,
because,
so he could explain it like he did to us.
well, and
that would be cool.
Right. And that way there's just no...
But he could be sitting up there right now laughing his butt off going, got those guys.
Yeah, knowing Jerry, I wouldn't put that past him either.
Uh-oh, I think Joel's only friend unfriended him.
No.
He's throwing his phone like it's going to break it or hurt somebody.
Oh, I'm trying to find somebody specific in my phone.
So anyway.
So it's gonna be a big weekend.
Which one we talking
We're
about?
talking about Strawberry Cup, man.
Yes.
I'm gonna be out there early.
jazzed.
How much
Me
strawberry
too.
shortcake are you going to eat this weekend?
None.
You know, I love strawberry shortcake.
I do too.
will eat it up.
I can't have any.
Why?
0 carb diet.
Oh, I'm all about carbs, man. Give them to me.
All right. Uh-oh.
So Chris Frisbee says, watching the Grove and guys driving over each other with a 2-wide restart, I think it would be awesome to watch from the stands.
From the stand.
I'll tell you
So
right
he's
now,
saying-
I'd much rather be in the stands on that situation, too.
So it sounds like he's saying that's where he's going to be if that's the way it is.
But he runs the sport mods. Man, I don't know if they're going to do that for those guys on that class.
I see.
I got to agree with Chris. I think it would be awesome to watch from the stands. I don't know if I'd want to be in the cockpit of a 3-wide restart.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I'll tell you one thing. I would definitely have to wash my fire suit afterwards.
Yeah. Think about it. That's a big group of cars coming out of turn 4 to the green flag and getting into one. Everybody's trying to get the same spot at the same time.
Yeah, but they do it lap to lap anyway. I mean, now they're just starting that way. They'll probably be.
Yeah, but you know how. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's going to be entertaining to say the least.
Entertaining, no
they
doubt.
Went 5 wide at Grove this weekend. There were 5 cars chasing down Eric Ashley in turn 2.
That track's not 5-wideable.
They did. They didn't do a 5-wide restart.
No, but they were going 5 wide.
That's
it's
different.
doable.
Well, you get good drivers out there together that respect each other. It'll be all right.
Kellen Chadwick, I know you're out there. This is going to be you this year.
I
buddy.
love Frisbee. He's so active on the Swear Trucking chat line. He says, "Please, no. For us sport mods, we need single file restarts with every other row empty."
There's a straight shooter
There
for
you go. I love it.
Chris, we appreciate your honesty, brother.
I love it. That's good stuff. So it's been a crazy night here in the Jetstream Auto Massage Studio, Northwest Dirt News. From here on out, it's going to get busy. It's going to get crazy.
Yeah.
Because the weather is here. I'm loving the sunshine. I'm loving the fact that now we can go racing. And, that's why I took this last weekend off, so I know it was coming.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I know what's coming, and I know what our schedule looks like and through October. So we'll end up down in Bakersfield for that deal.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's always a good time. But yeah, I can't wait to get it rolling at Willamette Speedway. My home track where I grew up. Warren, you've spent decades out there.
Yep.
Widescreen's got a couple years experience out there. It'll be fun. Well, it's just true.
This is just too much fun.
The truth hurts sometimes.
Ouch.
I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying.
Well, how do you think I felt when he said decades out there?
That was
That was a dig.
No, it wasn't.
But I'll get over it.
Hey.
I'll get over it come payday.
Hey,
Okay.
Warren, your payday is today, and your beverages are in the fridge.
You funny, Joe.
Okay, for all the listeners out there, here's the fun the story of the night.
We've heard him say that a lot. Nobody really understands the backstory on it.
So, before the show, we're doing our pre-show briefing.
Easy for you to say.
Little talk. And I'm sitting there and I go, Corey, do we have any beverages here? Specifically, do we have any Perrier? That sparkling French water stuff.
Yep, Perrier.
Perrier.
Yeah, drink with your
it's like
one pinky in the air to drink it.
It's like terrier with a P. That's how it's spelled. Anyways, I'm sitting there and Corey goes, yeah, just run around to Target. They got it on sale and get a 6-pack. I'm like, okay. Hey, Warren, you need anything? Like an Ensure? Yeah, pick me one up.
Why not?
So we buy him 6.
So buy him 6. Come back and he's sitting there going, I've set them all on the table. I come back in and I go, Warren, where the heck's your Ensure go? And he goes, put it in the fridge. It doesn't taste good unless it's cold.
It's got to be chilled.
Yeah.
Yep. So high octane diecast.
Thanks for sharing that, by the way, Joel. I mean, that's just so everybody needed to hear that.
High octane diecast. We'll be in attendance at Willamette this weekend. Now, if you guys want to pick up a car, get in there. Put your order in. If you, it's kind of late now, but they'll be there with their replicas. Pick up a car from your favorite driver. Teams.
He's doing some pretty cool things.
Yes,
he does.
I'm glad to see him back.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
So here's something I think we should address.
He was down at the Grove on Saturday.
Here's something I think we should address. We got a comment here on the Swear Trucking chat line from Mr. Todd Miller, and he says widescreen with two question marks. Would you like to elaborate to the fans that listen why we call you widescreen or how you got the nickname? Because I didn't start it. You didn't start it.
You guys didn't start it. It's actually been with me